but welcome to the Spirit Talk Tuesday. Let me just kind of explain a little bit about this event and what I kind of envisioned when I decided to put this together to try to do this every week. I thought I would give a space where people can come for a brief period of time to do what you need to do. Like maybe you don't need a whole hour session, you just have a couple questions and you want to kind of review those, or maybe you just want to reach out to a friend or family member in heaven, or maybe you want to know what your dream means that you had last night. Or maybe you even want to learn something about the spiritual realm or our chakra system. Maybe you want to learn something about how to communicate yourself with your own spirit or anybody in heaven. And I thought it would be a good idea if I brought a group of people together every week that we would focus on, however, time permitting, however many people join and allowing for time, the things that you are wanting to do is going to serve everybody in the group. You know, whether it's talking to your friends and family in heaven, or if it's wanting to learn something, or having a question on a decision you're making. Like, I just find that in a group environment, we really learn a lot. And when we're together, it prompts other questions and curiosities inside of us that we can start to communicate, about those different things. So I just wanted to provide that space and try to give the opportunity to people to make this type of connection without having to do like a full session. So, the things that I do, the things that I offer, which is mediumship or inner child work or any type of spiritual counseling. I love talking about religion too. So if anybody wants to talk about that, we can always do that. Basically, there is no topic that we can't cover or that spirit wouldn't cover. And I like that in this type of environment, you get to tell me what is it that you want to focus on today, because that allows me then to go to spirit with a particular focus and with a particular intention. And I find that that works really well. Early on in my journey, I didn't really realize that I could just reach out and ask. When I first started to talk to people in heaven, I would just wait, for a long time waiting for them to connect with me. And then one time somebody asked me, well, can't you just like, since you talk to them, can you just like invite them? And I was like, oh my gosh, I never, what? And I started to invite them. And then they started to respond based on that. And I found that to be successful. And then I did that like my whole life. And then when I turned 28, I had what I consider to be a spiritual awakening, and that wasn't so much toward or in regard to my mediumship or connecting with heaven. It was actually an awakening that brought me to myself. And that spiritual essence that I talk to when I talk to your friends and relatives in heaven, it's this essence of them and this soul that they are. And it's really interesting that when you're a little kid, that they're separate from you. Like when you're a little kid and you see them, you see through them. And then in my awakening, I actually met my own spirit self. And so I can also help you with those types of connections. I have everything set up today. So I have already said my prayers to invite your friends and relatives if that's what your focus is today. I've already invited through prayer all of your spirits, your guides, and your angels that they'll be present. I hope that you will take a moment and do the same thing so we can get that going. I also want to acknowledge that this is a public event, and some or all of our connections today may or may not be posted on social media. If during the time that we are meeting, something seems particularly personal to you that you really don't want the rest of the world to see, or anybody that connects to a social media account of mine, please let me know afterward. Just send me a text and I will take you out of that so that you don't feel any limitation or inhibition to communicate or share or anything like that today. I'll always take that into consideration first before I would ever do that. So I just like to let everybody know that. I do ask you today that you include God in our time together today. Reach out, send a little prayer of invitation to your friends and relatives in heaven. We can do everything. So I even have the cards set up today in case we want to do anything like that. Um, So what I'm going to do is just kind of close our circle off and surround us in white light. And then I'm going to see if I'm prompted to begin anywhere. And if I'm not, then whoever would like to go first can absolutely do that. We'll be together for an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what we're talking about or how involved we are. So hold on one second while I do that for our group.